Oh, God.
Yeah. that sip of coffee hurt. You took a big sip, and then you're like, "Oh God, no!"
Just ever taste like drink coffee and it's like razor blades.
Yeah, you should let it cool down. Oh, fuck. I had my daily burrito.
With a daily burrito?
I tend to eat, one of those frozen breakfast burritos for breakfast on weekdays
Oh.
because it's easy and they're cheap and they're ready in like a minute and a half um, and they taste all right. Give us this day our daily burrito. And lead us not to enchiladas.
Yeah.
Forgive us our nachos as we forgive those who sauced against us.
Times were tough, so I sold my soul. And I don't think I'll ever regain control. Devil looked me in the eye, now I look the other way. What else could I do? I just stared at the doorway, knew I'd rather be drunk with you.
Hey, Internet! Highway 47! It's the Mandalorian. I'm Shaggy B. With me is Draco Funk.
Hey.
And we are here watching The Mandalorian. It's Monday morning on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And I have a day off work. And I'm thankful for that because I needed a day off work. But also, the man deserved a day off. Watching The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 5, Chapter 13, The Jedi. Finally, in Star Wars, we get to the Jedi. And
Yeah.
Draco Funk, what can you tell me about it?
I can tell you this episode came out November 27th, 2020. Has an IMDb rating of 9.5.
9.5. I'll bet you 0.5 of that rating is just from the word Jedi in the title.
I have noticed something.
What's that?
Since we have watched Chapter 11,
Uh-huh.
The Heiress, the original rating when we watched it was 8.9. It is now 8.8.
There you go.
Now IMDb ratings, they're pretty much where they're going to be right now, but they are fluid and they can change over time. It takes a lot to change them, but
well, and you got to consider too. I mean, we're not even like 6 weeks out from when this was released.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like the most popular TV series ever. And that's probably, I don't know if it is for sure, but that's probably not an unreasonable thing to predict because there have been more people watching TV over the past year than at any time in the past, like ever. But I mean, November 27th, that, we're recording this on January 18th, right? So yes. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks and 3 days ago this was released.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of ratings, but we can't say it's settled. And there is a phenomenon where people love something that's brand new and then have time to think about it and then notice the flaws. I do that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But what were you doing on Friday, November the 27th?
Did we record that night? It was right after Thanksgiving. I don't think we did. I think we recorded Saturday. The next day.
Because I think Vomit was busy. I don't remember.
I don't remember either. Did we go back and watch Gorgo or something?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I love that
in other words, you know what? We don't know what we were doing.
Yeah, I love that we have the same conversations about what we were doing, whether it was 35 years ago or last month. Okay, so released okay, well, Godzilla 1985 was released that day, which means we were probably a couple of weeks ahead. So we might have been on Godzilla versus Mothra or Godzilla versus something.
Mecha
super dragon. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But yeah. Well, and we recorded the episode before this. We recorded yesterday evening, like last night. And at the end of that episode, I kind of went on a speech about how I can predict the rest of the series, at least in general terms. But I had not looked ahead at the titles, and I think it's the right play then to, after that point where it's like, yeah, okay, I see the pattern, to title this episode The Jedi, because that immediately gets my interest back a little bit. Because we haven't seen any Jedi yet. So
what's your prediction?
I predict we will meet the race of Yodas. And or at least one other, or somebody who knows them.
Well, they named the Jedi, and I actually know this character.
Oh, okay. Well, there you
go. Because she was in like one of the animated series.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't think you ever watched any of the Clone Wars.
No, I want to make clear that in the 2000s decade, right?
Mm-hmm.
And probably the early teens. Many of us who were fans of this genre of stuff were very insistent that there was no Star Wars canon that was not a movie. Right? It was either in a theater as a movie, a feature presentation, or it was not canon for Star Wars. Partially because that's what they said in the 80s and 90s.
No, actually, that's what they said for Star Trek. For Star Wars, they had the extended universe with the books.
Okay, that's canon. Right. That's right.
So, and there was a lot of stuff that happened after Jedi that was considered canon.
As soon as you said that, I realized I'm wrong. You're right.
That's why a lot of the shows and stuff dealt with prequel stuff, because that area hadn't been explored in the books, and they were okay with, like, as long as everything they did there didn't mess with the extended universe. I mean, that's why we had stuff like the Admiral Thrawn thing was all considered that was all considered canon.
Gotcha.
And man, I really wish they would have made those into movies. Those would have been so much better.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I played I never read Shadows of the Empire, but I played the N64 game.
Shadows of the Empire would have been I did read that, and that you do realize that happened between Empire and Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it would have been a better movie than any of the prequels and probably any of the sequels,
Yeah.
And I don't know. I wish there's all these other franchises, like, and I feel like they probably learned from Star Trek and Star Wars, right? Like what not to do. But like all these other franchises that, like, the faithful reproductions of the book as best we possibly can. And then Star Trek and Star Wars are like, fuck it. Just make it up.
Yeah.
Captain Kirk is now Jesus Christ. Good enough, But anyway, let's watch this. You ready?
We're watching this on Disney Plus, so we're not going to skip any of the intros. I've hit play and got mine started up, and then I paused it and did the 10-second rewind button. And he's going to give you a 5-second count off, and we're going to go. Don't skip the recap. Don't skip the intro. Just, right on.
Don't skip a damn thing.
That's right.
That's right. Okay, so this is The Mandalorian, Season 2, Episode 5, Chapter 13, The Jedi, and we'll start it together in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Disney Plus. Wait, that's... The recap.
Bum, 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 bum.
This is not a Taiwanese monster movie.
Why is she so much closer to the microphone than he is?
Because she had her helmet off.
Oh, okay. Sokotoa. Sent by Croatan to Roanoke.
Ahsoka.
Asuka. Imagine if you didn't know this guy. Like somebody just opened a door, just dove over the fucking rail. Like, f it. Mask,
Yep.
droid, mask, droid, mask. I don't remember things.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Whatever. Toll the bell of invasion.
Oh, shit. Here they come. Who's coming? And I don't know where. Where are we?
Oh. There's a whole lot of these tentacle head people that are Jedi.
Just remember she always held her lightsaber weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is exposing a disadvantage to lightsabers that I had not really considered. They're really bright.
That is true. Try the giant mind trick. You will tell me everything. I will tell you everything.
They've already killed like 20.
But those were the,
Oh, good. In a modern thing, they considered that it cast light on clothing. Remember how that didn't happen ever in the prequels?
Mm-hmm.
Shoot her in the back.
No, you won't. No, you won't. I'm gonna growl at you. Don't skip the intro.
Don't do it.
Squadrick, if you're listening to this, you better not skip that intro.
We'll find you, which won't be hard because we've both been to your house. He doesn't listen to things.
He wants it.
But my orb. Don't buckle in or anything, though. He's going to pull the lever.
The ship's going to spiral down and crash.
Yep. Oh, wow. That's pretty complicated. I figured he'd just yank on it. Dude, there's a ship coming through. Let me get my camcorder.
I just figure those guys are like, scanning it to see, make sure it's like adhering to port speed. Oh, look, it's like a giant blurg.
Yeah. It eats dead trees.
Well, they're easier to eat when they're dead.
It's fair. How
It's
do all
like a
these
whole
trees
bunch of them.
die?
It's global warming, man.
Yes.
Yeah, the townspeople will help you with the Jedi.
Yeah. At least he brought his big gun this time. We haven't used that in a few episodes.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not a Jedi. These guys are easy to negotiate with.
Well, most of the time the gates are like to keep a big army out. They're not like to keep individuals.
Right. Except for that one Jedi who killed their whole army.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, think about it. Remember the Lord of the Rings when they get to the town gate? You're like, who are you? State your business. And they're like, my name is made up name, and our business is none of yours.
Right.
Come on in, then.
I love that drunk droid that was just, staggering past a second ago.
It's been jacking on. Found someone you have. You tell him anything?
Told him not to talk to us. Oh, that guy's being like laser crucified. Okay, like 3 of them are.
Awesome. It's like the pain chambers on the Mirror Universe Enterprise.
Yeah, kind of. Ah, the only living plants left on the planet.
Obviously.
Therefore, I won't pay you.
Is that a
I'll give you.
droid?
It is a droid. It's a spear. This is like space China. Except for, well, I was going to say except for the environmental destruction, but
Oh, it's a Beskar steer. Steer.
Speeder. Speeder.
Beskar steer. Spear.
In Jediville. 8 kilometers west.
So, he's going there to meet the Jedi and then kill her.
Maybe? He could be lying.
He's probably lying.
I suggest he's most likely lying.
So,
Like, at least 95% of that guy's brain power is dedicated to football.
it's a Star Wars. What sport do you think they play?
Space laser turbo ball.
It's probably something closer to Turbo Ball.
Well, you remember how George Lucas said that the music they played in the canteen was called jizz?
Yes.
Yeah, so maybe football is, instead of soccer, they call it splooge.
Wank ball.
Wank ball, yes.
And here for the halftime show at the Wank Ball Finals is the top jizz band in the galaxy.
That's right.
The top jizz band in the galaxy, Bo Cocky.
How could he not? I'll abandon you so you'll be safer. Wow, that stuff can block lightsabers?
Yes.
Are you Virginia Dare? Yes.
Hello. I just wanted them to start like talking.
Yes. Greetings, Jedi.
So
They are talking, kind of. Riveting.
intriguing.
It's as though things are happening, but we don't know what they are. Very well. I shall mate with him.
What?
I didn't say which him. You must always face the light, lest we do not see his face.
This is the way.
We brush our hair. Brush our hair. Brush our hair. Grogu.
Grogo?
Oh, hey, there's the Yoda motive. That's why I have an F written on my cheek. So wait, his name is Gorgo or Grumbo or
Grogu?
Grogo. Grogo. Oh, hey, plants. Well, moss.
From the IT crowd? I thought he was a robot. It's the next day. I thought you had like a village to like.
Yeah, well, priorities.
Catch the rock.
Let's play monkey in the middle.
That's not how you play wink ball.
Come on, dude. Can you blame him? I'm stubborn.
Grogu.
What's the password? Ah.
Now we're playing wink ball.
The first nice person to him in 20 years.
Are you saying you're a master?
I am actually pretty invested in this episode, I gotta say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
So, who's going to show up at the gate?
The kid.
Just the kid.
Grungus or whatever. Gringo?
Gorgo.
I thought my connection had died there.
Aw.
Damn. Well, great. Now you can't get in. All right, football guy. Seriously, that dude's got like his entire apartment is just covered in team merch. Probably has a fucking Ohio State pickup truck with a goddamn Buckeye on it.
Like
Scarlet and
big
gray
fake
bathroom.
balls.
Goddamn. But the toilet seat's blue and gold.
Shaped like a horseshoe.
Hope he fucking dies. Did you see, by the way, the there was a protest at the Ohio State House yesterday by a bunch of fucking Republicans.
Yeah, but they had to leave in time for the football game.
They ended the protest before they did anything because the Browns were playing. Oh.
How long is this protest going to take? We gotta get back to the game. I got chips.
Maybe the Browns making the Super Bowl is the Kraken.
Oh.
Ooh, nice. But the Browns are playing. Oh, shit. Yeah, he can't run. He's had like 4 heart bypasses.
Remember me?
Him and my shoulder plate, dude.
Did one of them just say cookie? Cookie.
Can't hear anything because he's been to so many football games that it's blew out his ears. I was on the team. I was first string. How would you play? Cornerback. What? Quarterback? No, cornerback. Cornerback.
Can you like march quieter?
We are stealth kill droids. Pretty quick shot, actually. Get up there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hey, it's the Western standoff quick draw fight that we kind of all were expecting in this series at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I meditate on the fact that I own the only living tree on this planet.
Oh, you're here. When did you get here?
Huh. Well, I'm gonna go inside. You can just there's the doors right behind you there. You can just go. You're not leaving. Okay, you're not leaving. Cool. All right. Yeah. I mean, it's cool. Like, I mean, you could just whenever you want, just head on out and.
You seen Kill Bill?
Yes.
The ending.
Yeah. Here are my breasts. Oh wait. That should have set her robe on fire. But okay. It's an awful lot of wind in that little pool.
It's got a little wave machine. Lightsabers are probably very light.
Yeah.
And a Beskar sphere is probably, the Browns.
I got the Browns up by 6.
Love how loud that is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for
Do
being
you wanna
like,
go watch?
yeah, I got tickets on the 45. Good, the Amazon Prime van is backing up. I can hear it beeping. It might come through on the recording.
Oh,
Yeah. Fair enough.
wanna go get a beer?
Yeah.
Oh wait.
The game's playing.
Well, that's how
Outdoors.
she always holds her lightsaber. Oh.
Go ahead and kill her. He's got more guns.
Of course he's got more guns.
He is more guns. And his guns only shoot Scarlet and Gray.
Dumbass. I was gonna say, are you sure they're all dead? Oh.
We'll never know.
Is corn grass?
How much bleach can you spread on a field?
Well, I guess he's the leader.
Yeah, okay, I made my token refusal. I'll take it. Where's the kid? Yeah, that. Offer to come along. It's pretty good Star Wars victory music.
Is that like recorders?
Yeah, it is.
Very Baroque.
Get your little tunic on.
Oh.
Oh. You could have one more.
And also with you.
And with your spirit. Wait.
Oh yeah, they changed it.
Yeah, they changed it. I mean, it's better in Latin anyway.
How's the ship taking off? I mean, it didn't have time to get up to the cockpit.
Right, the Force.
I mean, and like you see him when he sits down, he has to strap in and then like hit like 12 buttons.
Also, those massive jets aren't vaporizing her.
The Force.
I'm going to go join the orgy.
She does. Remember, she does like first.
Yeah. That was pretty satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did a pretty good job of holding true to what I've seen of her character on the.
Oh, good.
Like her big thing was she held her lightsaber backwards, like she did.
Rosario. It's Milana Torres.
It is?
Yeah. No, it's not. Okay.
Oh.
It's Roxanne Dawson would be Milana Torres. Okay.
Let's see. Who was she?
I saw the name Rosario Dawson.
Yes.
Burp. Actress, voice actor, producer, activist. She was in Clerks 2. So yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I know her from is Clerks 2.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's an interesting setting. That place. It really did have like, sort of quasi Chinese vibes to it.
Mm-hmm.
In what I think are pretty interesting ways. That little garden, in front of her palace or whatever, was interesting. And of course, I mean, a lot of the martial arts and all that is kung fu movie inspired, and always has been. Well, always since Phantom Menace. But like, I don't know. I appreciate that Star Wars has seemed to have gotten the message about, a gymnastics recital does not make a fight. I really appreciate that they've gotten that message. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how would you feel about like a whole series like The Mandalorian based on her?
I think that might be pretty interesting. There's a little bit of a problem with the Jedi in my brain, which is that I have not really reconciled their sort of ultimate stoicism with the fact that they basically live for hand-to-hand combat, and it's like, I mean, there are, obviously like monasteries of cloistered people who practice martial arts and things like that, but they aren't necessarily going around fighting people all the time, although I suppose there was a time in history when they were. And maybe it's just that I'm not well enough informed about that, but it's something about like there are things about their whole ideology and their lifestyle that don't necessarily jive too well. And I think that's, in a lot of ways, something else that can be blamed on the prequels.
Mm-hmm.
Because like in the only Jedi that we really got to know in the original trilogy were Obi-Wan and Yoda, right? And they lived lives that were outside of the mainstream, very much so. But we don't see that in the Star Wars sense. We see these people who are very stoic and very, they have this sort of at least claimed preternatural clairvoyance. But then they're like hanging out at the burger joint with all the grunts, and it's like something in my brain doesn't reconcile that very well. And so I guess for me to really get into a series about someone like her, I would need that explored. I would need that sort of dissonance in the character of the Jedi to be explored. It works very well for the Sith because the Sith are the ruling class, right? The Sith are like the top of the heap elites. They have the power and influence to have everything catered to them, to live their lives as, singular beings. Like think about like the Emperor's throne room and Darth Vader and all that stuff, and the Death Star, very different existence to everybody else around them. But we don't see that with the Jedi, and yet they still behave as though they have a separated existence. And I need that to be explored more.
I think, we didn't get to see a lot of it, but for the most part, they're depicted as mostly living at a temple unless they're out
Right.
on an assignment.
Yeah.
For the most part, they just stayed in their temple until they were needed for something.
Right.
And
yeah, and I think I would need more of that in the story. Like that's the one point where I'm like, like this sort of thing, like one Jedi going rogue and doing things, like that part of this story would not work to me with the Jedi as the main character. I need to see them, as part of their order. Either if they're practicing singularly, or if they are, among others of their people. But going from grungy town to grungy town, wheeling and dealing and making shady alliances and betraying people, and no.
It seemed to me like Yoda, once the Jedi fell, just went and kind of hid out on Dagobah in the swamp.
Right.
Obi-Wan went to Tatooine and kind of kept tabs on Luke.
Yeah.
Ashoka seems to have went to some planet and just hung out in the forest and meditated.
Right.
Went about their daily lives and didn't, they didn't really come out until there was a specific need. So apparently she heard something that gave her cause to have a specific need, and then she went out there and acted on it.
Right. Right.
Like, imagine she's sit in the forest of that planet, and then somebody comes and starts basically exploiting the planet to where it's killed all the trees.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, who is doing this?
Yeah.
Oh, they have a master. I need to find him.
Right.
So that's why she came out. Otherwise, she'd probably still be just in hiding, meditating in the woods.
Sure. But makes sense. I guess, yeah. And if the question is, how would I feel about a TV series based on her? I would need those things. I would need those pieces of background, and
Yeah.
it's different from a character like the Mandalorian or the character like Han Solo, where the path to being a rogue, odd job working nomad is pretty easy to fill in the gaps for in your mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's like went wrong, you're traumatized by it, and you don't want anything to do with your past life. Fair enough. Here you are. Like it's not so simple of a story to fill in for a Jedi, and I think I would just need that filled in for me. So
I think this kind of did answer one of the questions I've always had about the Jedi.
what's that?
Like, you see them when we saw bits and pieces of this.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, like in the Republic, like if a child was born and found to be strong with the Force, they would take them away from their family before they had a chance to grow an attachment to them.
Right.
And like the Jedi are supposed to not have family or strong connections with anybody that could be used against them.
Right.
And that's what happened with Anakin.
Mm-hmm. And to a pretty strong degree, Obi-Wan too. A lot of what happened to Anakin can be blamed on Obi-Wan Kenobi. for getting too emotionally invested in his own master, Qui-Gon, or in Anakin or whatever. Or Qui-Gon Jinn, who, was really cavalier about the rules and didn't see the importance in staying detached so much. Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Night, everybody.